There are these mysterious stairs, and no one knows anything about them. They were uncovered about 15 years ago. You can see here there's tombs.
The ground-penetrating radar screamed. For days, the team had been scanning a barren patch of desert a few miles from the famous Step Pyramid, finding nothing. Then, an anomaly. A perfectly straight line, descending deep into the bedrock. It was a staircase, a sealed one. Excitement turned to disbelief, but then to fear. Within hours, military vehicles rolled across the sand, and the team was ordered out. Officials swarmed the site, declaring it a restricted zone. They found a path to the past, only to have the government lock the door and throw away the key, leaving us all to wonder what they are so desperate to hide. The day the Earth opened, in early 2025, under the relentless Egyptian sun, a joint archaeological mission was doing what many thought was a fool's errand. They were surveying a seemingly empty stretch of desert in Saqqara, miles away from the celebrated tombs and pyramids. This wasn't the glamorous, treasure-hunting archaeology you see in movies. This was days of painstaking work, using advanced ground-penetrating radar, or GPR, to map the unseen world beneath the sand. The thing nobody tells you is that 99% of this work turns up nothing but sand, rock, and more sand. But on one sweltering afternoon, that changed forever. The team, part of a privately funded initiative called Project Osiris, was about to pack it in for the day when the GPR technician called everyone over. His voice was trembling. On the screen was a perfect geometric shape, an impossibility in nature. It was a straight line that descended at a precise 45-degree angle before vanishing into a solid mass deep below. It looked like a staircase, a big one. The initial scan suggested it was over 60 feet long, leading to a flat, rectangular signature that could only be one thing: a doorway. For archaeologists, this was like finding a new planet in our own solar system. You see, Saqqara is one of the most ancient and sacred sites in all of Egypt. It was the main burial ground for the ancient capital of Memphis for over 3,000 years. It's home to the Step Pyramid of Djoser, the world's oldest large-scale stone structure, built nearly 5,000 years ago. To find something new and completely unknown here is unheard of. All the major tombs were thought to have been found centuries ago, either by archaeologists or, more often, by tomb robbers. But the GPR data was undeniable. This structure was deep, it was untouched, and it was sealed. The initial excavation began with a feverish excitement. Within 2 days of digging, they hit the first step. It was carved from a single piece of pristine white limestone, a material reserved for the most important structures. As they cleared more sand, they uncovered more steps, each one perfectly preserved, as if they were carved yesterday. The air grew thick with anticipation. This wasn't a simple shaft tomb. This was a grand entrance. The scale of it was breathtaking. The steps were nearly 15 feet wide, large enough for processions of people to walk down side by side. The craftsmanship was unlike anything seen in tombs from the known dynasties. Then, they found the seal. About 30 feet down, the staircase ended at a massive wall of mud bricks and plaster. Stamped into the plaster were intricate symbols that left the team's epigraphists utterly baffled. They weren't the familiar hieroglyphs of pharaohs like Ramses or Tutankhamun. These were older, more archaic. Some of the symbols resembled pictograms seen only in pre-dynastic artifacts, dating back to a time before Egypt was even a unified kingdom. One symbol, however, was chillingly clear: a coiled serpent guarding a closed eye. It was a ward, a magical seal meant to keep something in, not just to keep people out. The excitement on the dig site immediately turned into a heavy sense of dread and awe. They had found something that was never, ever meant to be opened. Word was sent to the Egyptian Ministry of Antiquities, and that's when everything went wrong. What they found on the seal was far more than just a warning: forbidden knowledge. The moment the Ministry of Antiquities in Cairo received the images of the seal, a wave of confusion and alarm spread through the highest levels of government. But not all things are what they seem. This wasn't a standard archaeological procedure anymore. Within 12 hours, the situation escalated from a scientific discovery to a matter of national security. The first sign that something was seriously wrong came when the project director received a call not from an antiquities official, but from an officer in the Egyptian military. The message was simple and non-negotiable. Cease all operations, evacuate the site, do not speak to anyone. By dawn the next day, the remote patch of desert was transformed. Military trucks and armed guards had formed a perimeter several miles wide. The archaeological team was escorted from their camp, their cameras, notes, and laptops confiscated. They were put on the next flight out of Cairo with a stern warning to remain silent. The official story, or lack thereof, began to take shape. The Ministry of Antiquities released a brief, vague statement mentioning a minor, unstable find that required further structural assessment before any more information could be shared. It was a classic bureaucratic brush-off, designed to kill the story before it even started. But you can't keep a secret this big for long. Whispers from local workers who had been on the site started to spread through the nearby villages. They spoke of a staircase to the underworld and a seal that made the government afraid. A junior member of the archaeological team, defying his gag order, anonymously leaked a single grainy photo of the seal to a European news agency. The image of the serpent and the eye went viral for about a day before it was systematically scrubbed from the internet. News sites that hosted the image were hit with cyber attacks. Social media accounts that shared it were suspended. The cover-up was as aggressive as it was thorough. The thing nobody tells you about Egyptology is that it's deeply tied to national identity and politics. A discovery that challenges the established timeline of the pharaohs is not just a scientific issue, it's a political one. The symbols on that seal were the real problem. Experts who saw the leaked image before it vanished pointed out the terrifying implications. The styles suggested an age far older than the first dynasty. We're talking about a civilization that may have existed before the pharaohs, with a level of sophistication that shouldn't have been possible. It hints at a history that has been completely erased. So why the extreme secrecy? Many people are crazy about conspiracy theories, but this goes beyond that. One leaked memo from an internal government source mentioned the term pre-sapiens. It's a fringe archaeological theory, the idea that another intelligent species or an advanced human civilization existed on Earth long before our recorded history. Was this staircase built by them? Is the Egyptian government, and perhaps other world powers, trying to prevent a revelation that would shatter our understanding of human history? The official silence is deafening, but the unofficial leaks paint a picture of a government in a state of panic, guarding a secret they have no idea how to handle. They are not just guarding a tomb, they are guarding a truth that could break the world. Theories on the forbidden tomb. With the site on total lockdown and a media blackout in full effect, the world was left to speculate. What could possibly be down there that would justify such an extreme reaction? The theories that have emerged from the shadows of the internet and from hushed conversations among academics are nothing short of world-changing. This isn't about gold or treasures. The thing is, we've found gold before. This is about knowledge, or maybe something else entirely. The most prominent theory, and the one that seems to scare officials the most, revolves around a lost library of knowledge. Think about it. The ancient Egyptians were masters of engineering, astronomy, and medicine. They built the Great Pyramid with a precision we can't even replicate today. Where did that knowledge come from? Mainstream history says it was thousands of years of trial and error, but what if it wasn't? What if they were given a helping hand? Legends of a hall of records have persisted for centuries. A mythical library said to contain the entire history of the human race and knowledge from a lost civilization, often linked to Atlantis. Famous psychics have claimed it's hidden near the Sphinx, but maybe they were looking in the wrong place. Maybe it's at the bottom of this mysterious staircase. Another, more chilling theory has to do with who or what is buried there. The seal with the serpent wasn't a seal of honor, it was a magical prison. Ancient Egyptian texts are filled with stories of powerful beings, gods, and demons. You see, their mythology was their reality. They speak of the Shemsu Hor, the followers of Horus, a group of semi-divine kings who ruled Egypt in a golden age before the first pharaoh. Could this be the tomb of one of those beings? Not a human pharaoh, but something else entirely. Something that was so powerful and so dangerous that they didn't just bury it. They imprisoned it with the most potent magic they knew, hoping it would never be disturbed. Then there's the sound. One of the most persistent rumors, leaked by a soldier who was allegedly stationed at the perimeter, is that they can hear something from below. It's a low-frequency hum, almost below the range of human hearing. Engineers brought in to scan the site have reportedly picked up faint rhythmic vibrations coming from deep within the bedrock, far below where the staircase ends. They can't explain it. It's not seismic activity and it's not any known geological phenomenon. It sounds, according to the leak, like a massive machine in standby mode, or a heartbeat. This piece of information, more than any other, has fueled speculation that this isn't a tomb at all, but some kind of ancient technology left behind by visitors not from this world. These possibilities, a library that rewrites our past, a prison holding a non-human entity, or a piece of dormant, ancient technology, are all equally terrifying to the powers that be. Any one of them would shatter the foundations of history, religion, and our place in the universe. The lockdown isn't just to control the narrative, it's to try and understand what they've found before they dare to take the next step. But they may not have a choice, because the seal might be starting to fail. The Saqqara predicament. So, here we are. It's been a few months since the discovery, and the official story is still a wall of silence. For the average person, it's easy to dismiss this as another conspiracy theory. A bit of online noise that will fade away. But what if it doesn't? Let's talk about what this really means, peeling back all the layers of drama and speculation. Are we really supposed to believe that in an age of satellite imagery and instant communication, a discovery of this magnitude can just be swept under the rug? It doesn't add up. The thing is, we're missing a key detail that's being deliberately kept from us. Think about the logistics. The Egyptian government has cordoned off an area of desert roughly the size of a small city. They've rerouted flight paths and are reportedly using signal jammers to stop satellite photos. That kind of operation costs millions of dollars a day. You don't do that for a minor, unstable find. You do that when you've found something that poses a genuine existential threat or offers an unbelievable advantage. Let's wonder for a moment. Is this whole thing happening overnight? The answer is no. Sources now suggest that subtle, off-the-books research has been happening in that area for years, funded by mysterious private groups. The Project Osiris team may have just been the ones to finally hit the jackpot, forcing the secret out into the open, at least partially. This suggests a powerful shadow group has known about this for a long time, and now they are in a race to control it. The most important question is, what's next? There are only a few ways this can go. 1. They managed to keep the secret. The site remains locked down forever, becoming another Area 51, a legend for conspiracy forums. 2. They attempt to open it. If they do, what comes out? Knowledge that liberates humanity or something that ends it? 3. The choice is taken out of their hands. The rumors about the seal weakening are getting louder. Small seismic tremors, localized only to the site, have been reported. What if the ancient magic or technology that created the seal is finally running out of power after thousands of years? This discovery, whether it's a tomb, a library, or a prison, forces us to accept that our recorded history is just a tiny, edited sliver of the real story. We are a species with amnesia, and a discovery like the Saqqara staircase could be the very thing that wakes us up. The people in charge aren't just hiding artifacts, they're hiding the truth about our own past, perhaps to maintain control, or perhaps because they believe we aren't ready for it. But ready or not, something is stirring beneath the sands of Egypt, and the world is about to change. They've sealed off the desert, but they can't seal off the truth forever. What do you think they're really hiding down there? Let us know below. Like and subscribe for more secrets they don't want you to know.